We are live. We did the thumbs up instead of 3, 2, 1. I got a little bit distracted. We are live. Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. We're here. We are a little bit late. We got bumped. We got bumped a little later because Mount Pleasant Live had a big interview with John Hendrickson. Check that out on Mount Pleasant Live.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So we were. I was telling. Here. Let me just introduce everyone. First off, I am Andy Kretzinger, your lovely host, along with my other lovely host here, Hunter Moeller.
Yes, sir.
And you don't get to see Alex, but he's over here on the ones and twos. And first off, before we get into the sports, we got breaking news for this show, Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live, which is powered by Fairway. We discovered that we have a soundboard, which doesn't have any labels on it, so it's just buttons and they play random things. So we're gonna start the fun off. Why don't you hit just one of those? We'll see how long it goes.
It was a quick one. It's done.
Oh, it's a quick one. I can't hear them.
It was a quick joke.
It was like, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, can I tell
go.
a joke?
Yeah,
Do you know which one you hit?
Yeah, you tell
Why? Hey, Hunter, knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Weren't you?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Weren't you?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Oh wait, I screwed that one up. You're supposed to say banana first. I hit it. Just hit it.
What?
You're supposed to say banana first, and then you say orange, and then it's orange. You're glad I didn't say banana. But I screwed
Gotcha.
it up.
That's all right.
My 1-year-old knows just the knock knock part of that, so she just says knock knock like 70 times in a row. Anyway,
Like I was about to.
yeah, I was gonna say it 4, and then I was gonna hit you with but it's knock knock banana, knock knock banana. Next week we'll get it right. Anyway, if we tell a funny joke, hit that thing. We're gonna talk a little high school sports. By the way, I mentioned we're powered by Fairway.
You did?
As well as all of the sponsors that you see below here.
Yep.
This is our first in-season fall sports episode, and we had a little volleyball last night. For some reason, the Southeast Conference got opened up a little early with
Yeah,
Mount Pleasant and
really.
Burlington last night. I don't know if there's a scheduling thing or why only Mount Pleasant and Burlington played last night. But Hunter, you were there. You made the trip down Highway 34. What'd you see?
Yeah, mentioned opened up as Southeast Conference play, Mount Pleasant, Burlington. Both teams had some battles last year. In the opening season here, obviously Mount Pleasant got some real new rotation coming into this season. Tough loss for them, 25-7 set 1, set 2 25-14, and set 3 25-16. So a sweep there, victory for the Greyhounds on the night. Really, just I think for Mount Pleasant, more about getting the rust off. Obviously, they got better as the night went on, so that's kind of what what it looked like. And really, the biggest difference maker, first time coach, head coach, I should say, Logan Wall talked about was their service and or their service errors and then receiving errors as well. That was the biggest difference. Burlington ended the night with 21 kills, so that's a pretty big stat line there, or I shouldn't say 21 kills, 21 aces off the serves there. So
Oh wow, that's a lot of aces.
yeah, so that was kind of the difference maker in the game. Mount Pleasant never led. As you can tell by the scores, they got better as the night went on. Battled back a couple times. Got down as much as 7, I think, in the second set there. Battled back all the way to make it a 1-point game, or one match point game there. I shouldn't say match point. I messed that up too, but but in the third set, they tied it 3 times. They just could not get over the hump. They continued to battle. So I think looking ahead, that's something you got to look forward to. Is they're going to battle and they're going to pick up some wins as the season goes on. Looking at the stats here, kills wise, Alex Scott leads with 5 on the night. Addison Clark 4, Maya Starr 3. Assist wise, Courtney Robb's the main setter this year. 9 assists for her. Maya Starr also had 2. Digs wise, Alex Scott with 3.5, or I guess it doesn't make any sense. Maya Starr with 9, and then Alex Scott with 7 digs there, and then leading in aces with Addison Peck, who's their seemed to be their main kind of libero this season. So 2 aces for her to lead them there, and yeah, so I would say it was a kind of a rough first out for them, but showed plenty of positives as well. Just like Coach Wall said, they're going to get in practice. She's going to work them hard, and they'll be back at it.
Yeah, those are some young names you just said. A lot of sophomores that are going to be big for Mount Pleasant this year. I saw them in their Meet the Panthers scrimmage. And I like the hitters as young as they are. There are at least a few that played a good amount last year. Alex Scott and Emma Starr and Addison Clark especially. But defensively they replace a lot.
Well, yeah, looking at the main rotation last night, really, there's only two seniors that are, in that rotation. Obviously, Courtney Robb being the kind of main setter, assister, and then Emma Starr as one of the hitters. So everybody else is either a junior or less. So they've got a young squad. So and they'll get better, as they kind of mesh together, get that cohesiveness, as Coach Wall said. So it'll be fun to watch them as the season goes on.
For sure. Well, I saw a lot of volleyball last night. I was at the annual Waco tournament, always just kind of the kickoff event. Usually that happens on a loner night where there's nothing else going on. But we had half the field last night. It was an 8-team tournament, and along with Waco, we had Van Buren County, we had Pekin, we had Columbus, and Van Buren County for the first time in a while, probably since their probably in the last 5 or so years. Waco tournament champions. They had to work to get it done. They beat, they swept Pekin and a really good Centerville team that was undefeated until they played Van Buren in pool play. So they beat Pekin, Waco, and Centerville. Waco had a lead on Van Buren County. I think a 13-3 lead on one of the sets that Van Buren County won. So that was a battle. As I said, Centerville and Van Buren County ended up playing each other in an undefeated battle at the end of the pool play. And the Warriors got through it. They got to the first place match against the Notre Dame Nikes, obviously a team that has had their number as well as a lot of other teams' numbers in the South. Van Buren County wins that one over Notre Dame. When we get the final scores, that's 26-24 Notre Dame, 25-21 Van Buren County, and 15-12 Van Buren County. So really cool for them. I talked to a couple of their stars, Tessa Sayer, their libero, and Ivy Davidson, their big middle hitter, and they both talked about how they hadn't beaten Waco. And Davidson's a senior. She hasn't beaten Waco or Van Buren or Notre Dame pretty much ever since she's been playing, and so that was huge for them to get those wins. They have Matt Zietler, the head coach who took him to state, who coached him for a long, long time, took him to state a few years back. He is back. Shout out to BJ Carter, one of our faves, former Wesleyan volleyball coach, current Van Buren County coach, having a baby, so she is not going to be coaching this year. So Matt's kind of the interim coach, and he had a pretty good quote, which I will definitely put in the story that I'm finishing up after this. He said I came here to win. He said. He's a big farmer in Keosauqua, Van Buren County area. And he said, I didn't jump off a tractor at 1:30, come down here to lose.
No.
I was like, yeah, that's right. So big one for Van Buren County. And then let's see, we had Pekin went 0-3. But had Pekin played Van Buren County pretty close in the first game. I thought Pekin looked sharper than I remember them last year. I caught him at a bad time last year. You had him in a competitive game last year, I think, but last year I had him against Waco. Waco was stacked last year, so they had a 12 kill night for Casey Miller from Pekin. Columbus went 1-2. They lost to Sigourney and Notre Dame and beat Louisa Muscatine. Columbus looked sharp at times for sure. I thought actually they beat L&M in that first round. I was like, oh, Columbus is going to be in one of those. They have the first place game in the third place game. Didn't quite make it there. And then Waco was up on Centerville, fell very, very, very close. They won 21-14 in the first set. Centerville got them 21-13 and then 15-12 in kind of a wild third one. So that was a really tough loss for them. And then, as I said, they had Van Buren County kind of dead to rights at times in that pool play. So Waco missed the Final Four. They weren't in the championship or the third place game. Centerville and Sigourney played in the second place game. So, as I said, so Waco finishes 1-2, Columbus finishes 1-2, and Pekin goes 0-3. For Waco, Marie Farmer had 10 kills, Emma Wagler had 9 kills. So couple of familiar names from last year, but Van Buren County scores the first punch in small school volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, it's kind of been we always talk about it being a cycle, and it's like now we're seeing some of those younger teams that may have been kind of getting beat up on a little bit when they, the last couple of years are starting to come around and like kind of turn that corner. Obviously, we lost a lot of, a lot of seniors from a lot of teams last year or coming into this year. And I think we're just starting to see like Van Buren was kind of right on the cusp, like middle of the kind of pack last year. And now those kids are returning and they're even better. So now they're kind of jumping ahead, because I remember being at the Waco tourney last year, and like you said, Waco kind of just dominated because, they were stacked all around.
Yeah, Waco was stacked.
The senior talent. So, I think it's going to be a fun season. We're going to see some good teams, and obviously 2 teams in the conference are in the top 10 of the volleyball rankings. So,
Holy Trinity and New London's still in the top 10. So
yep,
they obviously be the 2 favorites, I assume. And then the rest of the South is going to be crazy. As I said, Van Buren looked really good last night all around. By the way, Hunter, why did the volleyball player cross the road?
Why?
No, sorry. Why couldn't the volleyball player cross the road?
Why couldn't they go across the road?
Too many bumps.
My God.
Bang, nailed that one. All right, that's all the volleyball talk we have because early in the season. When we come back, we're going to go through the football games this Friday, week 1 of high school football.
Big action.
Big action. Rivalry games, ranked on ranked. It is a fun week 1, so we're going to talk about that on the other side of this break. We will see you in a couple minutes.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn that was gone in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you and we'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Farm Bureau agents Tony Starr and Mike Welcher in Mount Pleasant today.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
We are back. Hope you enjoyed those commercials. I know I did. We are back with a little Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live, powered by Fairway. I feel extra powered by Fairway today,
Yeah.
I get...
Me too.
Get the
Let's go eat
supplies.
some meat.
Yeah.
I always say that.
I get some meat from Fairfield or from Fairway. We can go to.
Yeah, they got a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
Didn't you
deals,
just say
too.
meat? Is that what you said?
Yeah, meat.
Meat. That's what I
Meat.
thought. Meat.
Meat.
I've been eating a lot of microwave hot dogs. We are
Why?
going to talk. What?
Why?
I don't know. I made a microwave hot dog for my kids. And I was like,
Like,
I
might as
kind of
well.
want one of these. Just no bun. And I was eating it. I was like, this is pretty darn good. And so now just whenever I walk in the kitchen, pop in a couple microwave hot dogs. They're not called microwave hot dogs. I just put them in the microwave, eat them.
I had a nice ribeye over the weekend.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Now I'm getting hungry. Haven't had lunch. And I'm not even going to get lunch because I still got to finish the paper after this.
Yeah. You'll be all right.
We're going to talk a little bit of football. But first, why don't we hit a random sound on the soundboard?
Oh. Oh, no.
That was the fail one.
Oh, was that the wah, 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 wah?
Yeah.
And then they laugh at us? Laugh at me? Do they laugh at me?
Oh, no, that's not the right one.
Oh, he's clicking the wrong one. We got chaos.
I'm all messed up.
Uh-oh. That was chaos.
All right.
That was chaotic. We'll hit a good one here.
That was it.
There we go. That was it, right?
Oh, no.
We got chaos. It's all going crazy. I don't even know if they can hear my voice when it's going on.
Or you say something sad for like 4 seconds.
Well, yeah, it stinks. Oh, I'll say something sad. Cross country yesterday. Fairfield was supposed to run in Knoxville, and it's too hot.
Heat.
The heat got to them, so they're probably not gonna have cross country for the whole week. Honestly, it's too hot.
Yep.
Is that sad enough?
Yeah.
All right, that was nice and sad. We can. Okay, here we go. We're back. We're back. We're gonna talk a little football. You know what? I'll run through the games.
Yep.
We'll talk about some of the bigger ones. I mean, there's not a lot of not big ones. So,
Right.
You know what? I'm going to throw through. First off, Fairfield Mount Pleasant.
Yep.
Rivalry.
The
war on 34 is back at Maple Leaf Athletic
Always kicks off the
Complex.
season, it seems like.
It always
Redistrict.
seems like it. So Mount Pleasant and Fairfield. Mount Pleasant was not in the same district as Fairfield and Washington last year.
Yep.
So they played Fairfield right at the beginning and then Washington. This year, Fairfield's not in the same district as Washington and Mount Pleasant. And so they play Mount Pleasant, Washington, and it just so happens that Mount Pleasant and Fairfield are right back in the first game. It feels kind of weird because it's a rivalry game. Usually you think, a few games in, you can get a little trash talk like, oh, we beat these guys. That means we'll definitely beat you guys. But are there any other games like that, like in college football, that just always start the year? I guess Iowa and Iowa State kind of does that. But
I don't know.
I got any?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head because we always see like the bigger schools. So I'm trying to think back to like who plays in like the smaller schools, like begin the season.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
I don't know.
But we have a couple of rivalries that start off. But Fairfield Mount Pleasant, I will say that I saw them both at Meet the Players night. I'll say one looks bigger, one looks faster. Both of them are very new to. They got a lot of new kids both ways. Mount Pleasant has a new coach, John Bolin. Fairfield lost two of the best players in the entire area with Tate Allen and Max Wheaton. Those aren't the only two. They lost a lot of their offense from last year. So it is going to be. It's funny because the game one's a learning experience, but it's a rivalry game. So there's no. This can be a learning
Who's
experience.
going to learn quicker out there?
Yeah, he's going to learn. It always comes down to it'll come down to mistakes, and they have not played that game at Mount Pleasant until a couple of years ago when Fairfield snapped, I think, a 5-year losing streak to the Panthers. I remember that was kind of when the rivalry tilted back over to Fairfield, and we'll see what happens on Friday night. Washington at Oskaloosa. I feel bad we don't see the Demons live because they're going out to Oskaloosa. Oskaloosa struggled a little bit last year. I'm already excited. I can't look ahead, but I'm excited to, if Washington can beat Oski, that'll set up a really nice, we'll be there when Burlington comes to town next week. So. One of our best rivalries, Cardinal and
Pinkin. That's a good rivalry.
I was chatting it up with Scott Jackson from the Atomo Courier, and we couldn't make heads or tails of who's going to win this game. Because just like the Fairfield Mount Pleasant game, it's a lot of newbies coming in, and so that'll be. You know how many Pekin beat Cardinal 50 years in a row, something crazy like that.
Something insane.
Until a couple of years ago, Cardinal beat Pekin at Pekin in the playoffs. It is one of the most harsh, hardcore rivalries that we have
down in the area, down in that Jefferson County area there.
Yeah, just kind of
Jefferson County, right? Still
Jefferson County. Well, no, Eldon is technically in
out with
the Ottumwas County. What is that called? Come on.
I can't remember.
Go this way. Then there's Marion County and Lucas County. But what's that one right there? Marion? No, I just said Marion.
Yeah, Wapello County.
Wapello County. There we go. You will be at Columbus and Mediapolis.
Exciting game there.
Is that possibly that's one of the more exciting games?
Besides, I would say that's one of the most enticing games besides the Winfield game and Waco game.
Yeah. When you mean this week?
Like this week, I mean this week.
Yeah.
Like, looking at Columbus, obviously they come in number 5 in the polls. It's been a long time since Columbus has reached a rank that high.
Yeah.
If ever, I have to go back and look. I don't
Where
even.
did they peak at
sure.
last year?
I think they peaked last year, 8 or something, late in the season there. But Meepo obviously always seems to have a good football team. Obviously, we saw them take Sigourney Keota to overtime last season. Sigourney
the craziest games we had.
Yeah, and Meepo always seems to be coached well. They're not ranked in 2A there, but I'm sure they're going to be a great squad there. And Columbus, high expectations this year with a boatload of talent on that squad.
Caden Amagon running on that Meepo field. Yeah. That's going to look fast.
We got Drew Miller over there. I didn't, even though we don't cover him, but he's the number one punter in the country over there, playing quarterback for Meepo.
And that's going to be an absolute battle. Highland gets to play at home against North Cedar, while Sigourney Keota is on the road against PCM.
Mm-hmm.
Central Lee and Van Buren County, a little bit of a little Southeast Super Conference South clash.
And shout out Sigourney Keota, rated number 4 in Class 1A.
Yes, yeah, we have 4 teams ranked. Wilton at Mid Prairie. Then we have our marquee road matchup with Winfield Mount Union, ranked 4th in the Class A, Class 8-man, 8-player Gazette poll at Central City, and number 7 Fremont Mills against number 10 Waco on Saturday in Des Moines. So 2 ranked-on-ranked matchups, a long ways away, but we'll be seeing those 2 teams live here in a couple weeks when they play against each other.
You got a little experience with old Fremont Mills back in the day, huh?
Fremont Mills, I'll tell you what. Fremont Mills.
Wasn't that one of the best games in Iowa high school history or something like that?
Yes, New London, who, by the way, is playing at Easton Valley, one of the best games I ever covered. Semifinals, 8-man, Fremont Mills. It was one of those things where you knew going in, when they count the 4 teams, from just covering 8-man, I knew that New London and Fremont Mills are the 2 best teams, even though they were playing in the semifinals. And they had this guy named Venata, I think was his name, their quarterback. Total stud. He would just break 3-4 tackles, scramble around, run it, throw it. It was like he was an Energizer Bunny. He never got tired. And they scored a comeback to take it to overtime. That was the New London State Championship team with Keontae Luckett and Darius Whaley, Isaac McSorley. Mason Porter.
Yep.
And I think Porter picked off one in the first overtime. Fremont Mills got the ball first. So I think it was an interception on 4th down. Whatever. Fremont Mills didn't score. Immediately they got a substitution infraction, which put New London at the 5. And it took them 3 plays. And Isaac McSorley falling in the end zone. I just remember just the chaos of New London making the state championship, and then they rolled. And
it wasn't even close in the state title.
So you're probably at that game, right? Fremont Mills game? Oh, you're in college.
Yeah.
Oh, that stinks. Wait, you were in college
I was in college.
Up at Iowa.
Yep.
You weren't at UNI.
Yep.
So if you weren't at UNI, I'd be like, well, you live there. Anyway.
I was literally there.
So, gosh, what do you think? You can't even rank these games this Friday.
I mean, if I had to rank them, I would just put the higher seeds, first. So Winfield, Central City, and Fremont Mills, Waco, and then Columbus, Meepo.
I want to play a game. Tell me what the closest game this week will be. Well, let's predict. We don't make predictions as far as winning and losing. That's first off, that's stepping on a lot of toes because our teams always play against each other. But I just want. What do you think is going to be the closest game? Possible overtime.
I like looking at how Cardinal and Pekin have played, the Cat basketball years. I think that could. Just looking at how the 2 teams are built and what they bring back, I think that will be a really hard-nosed game.
I think it's going to be a slugfest. It's probably pretty low scoring.
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be hot though.
Yeah, it's going to be real
feels
hot.
Like that game should be 20 degrees.
I know.
Real life.
In the cold, kind of.
That's right. Yeah, since you picked.
Fairfield, Mount Pleasant.
No. Probably Fairfield and Mount Pleasant. I think Fairfield and Mount Pleasant will be close. Low scoring, I think. I think that the defense is going to have to win it, and then the offenses are just going to have to figure out, how to score. So, because it's just newbies, it's just inexperience on inexperience, and we'll see who has got the most potential there. So. Our close games.
Our close game predictions.
So when we come back, I already spoiled what we were going to talk about when we come back, but we're going to complain about the Heat a little bit, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, we'll see you.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
At Brown Shoe Fit, we pride ourselves on traditional sit and fit service that's been serving the Mount Pleasant area since 1952. Footwear for every occasion, whether you're looking for something for work, casual wear, or exercise. Both men and women. Come visit us 6 days a week and experience the best in traditional sit and fit service. Brown Shoe Fit, where quality and tradition meet.
Bring the kids and share the memories from steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Maybe your memories are of great food from the North Village to the Log Village, or learning how to square dance over at the Dance Barn. Now to enjoy the history of the past at the 2023 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 31st through September 4th in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
Glad Alex hit me at the countdown. I was going to say some incriminating stuff if I didn't realize we were going on live. I had it all ready to go.
Yep.
Dude, watching the ads like we always do. It is South.
I can't remember. Fairway, maybe?
I think it's Fairway Food Service. Why don't you go out and get you some supplies and try and survive the heat? But you're probably too late to survive the heat because it's here. And what we have to complain about now is that we were supposed to have some cross country yesterday. We're supposed to have some cross country in the near future here this week. I don't know if that's going to happen, Mr. Hunter.
It's too hot.
You think you can go out there and run? I went out to mow at like 7:30 p.m. And I a couple days ago, I just walked back and I was like, let it girl. Too hot. So
I walked outside for like 5 minutes, started sweating. I said, no, never going outside again.
Never going outside again. Yeah, that's why you tunneled over here.
Yeah.
Happening cross country. We talked about the rankings last week. So we promise when the cools off, those kids are going to go out there and run. But if I were them, if I was supposed to be running a cross country meet yesterday, and then I got the notification, be pumped. I don't care if it's the first race that is not running weather.
No.
So it's going to be
not worth getting sick.
90s, 100s. I'll tell you what I'm a little nervous about, guys. It might be smart to move the football games back in the night a little bit because it's going to be cooler. But then that would really mess with us when we're trying to get good pictures because it's going to be dark.
Yeah, I never get good photos, so apologies.
So you don't care anyway.
Well, I get good photos, but not when it's dark. That's my point.
Yeah. I thought you were just saying in general.
No, I take decent photos, I guess.
Very woe
I need
is
to get
me.
me one of them good lenses, though.
Yeah, you need one like I got.
Yeah.
Phone mine.
I love that.
Look at that. Brown's Shoe Fit. The New Balances. They look good. These are from, I got some dudes on right now from Brown's Shoe Fit. Sorry, I was just admiring our ads. Wagon Wheel, Bar and Grill. Maybe we just talk about the.
I'm going to go get me some New Balances.
You know Wagon Wheel has all you can eat tacos on Friday?
What?
Yeah. All you can eat. I have done that a couple times. I
have
can't
to do that.
Talk through every single. You want some? Oh, missed that one. Dental House of Washington. Go get your teeth fixed. We're just talking about the ads now because there's no cross country to talk about. Right. But what we really need to be doing is finishing the page. So
yeah,
might be time to bid adieu.
Clock's
to our,
ticking.
Watchers. Hey, if you're watching this on
Washington Live's YouTube or Facebook. You can also find us at Fairfield Live and Mount Pleasant Live's Facebook, and we're also on Spotify, Washington Live. So come check us out.
You know what you do when you like a show? Like I know a lot of you do. And then it's like, I want somebody else to watch it with me, have a little in common with my fellow man.
Don't you?
I think you share it. You share it on social media and you tell people. If this gets 100 shares by next week, the entire show is going to be a soundboard.
Hey,
then we're going to do a totally different show that's the actual sports show.
One thing we need to double check is you promised everybody a belt, right, or something last week.
I did?
So, you must not even remember. So, whatever. We'll just.
I promised
Alex,
like a championship belt?
Yeah. Remember, you were like, I can't be making false promises.
Well, I promised the wheel. I did promise the wheel, not the belt. No, the wheel. No, that's still a promise. I mean, I don't have it yet. But what we're going to do someday. That doesn't mean this year. Is we're going.
No, it could be a year in advance. There's no way you're remembering the wheel.
We're going to do giveaways, and we're going to have a big wheel out here, and it's going to have all the towns on it, and we're going to go. And let's say it lands on New London, and then we're going to be like, here, we're going to bring out a totally different wheel with all the people from New London that listen. And then whoever
you get a prize. You get a prize.
Like Mark McSorley. Boom, you get the prize. Say maybe it's a house, maybe it's a water bottle.
A house.
You never know. But that's. I mean, people shouldn't fret about the promise that I made last week because we got a little ways to go. I'll have that all figured out by the NCAA tournament. Promise you guys that. Figured out.
I'll write it down right now, and we'll see if Andy remembers.
That's right. And that's right. Sure, there's 100 shares, 100 shares exactly by next week. And Ron Weasley just popped up on the TV back there. It distracted me. 100 shares next week, and 100 exactly.
Yeah.
The wheel will be here next week.
Okay.
When will we see him, Hunter?
Next week.